the very next thing we're going to tackle here is comparison operators. So let's go right back up to the top as we had done before. And as you guys may have guessed, we're going to define a new variable, or rather a new function call. So we're going to define a new method here called comparison operators. My typing today is bad. But comparison operators, and let's copy that name here to save us the trouble. And we're going to scroll right back down to the bottom of this file here, and we're going to say static void comparison operators and just open that up. Now, what is a comparison operator? Well, basically comparison operators allow us to compare values to one another, and we're using these comparison operators usually to specify conditions within an application. If we want a certain set of instructions to be executed based on a given condition, we would use comparison operators in conjunction with control flow statements such as if and else statements to control the logic, the actual logic of the application. So let's start off here by first declaring a couple of variables. So I want to declare a couple of integer variables. So let's say int a is equal to 10 and int b is equal to 5 to keep things simple. Okay? And the reason why I'm defining these is because I'm going to be using these within our comparison operations to show you guys exactly how this works. So the very next thing I'll do here is let's declare a Boolean, and that Boolean we'll say is equal. So we want to find out if these two numbers are equal. So to do that, let's open up some parentheses and say it's equal if A is equal to B. Okay? So just to let you guys know what this is a comparison operator. This double equal sign represents equality. If you notice to the left of that, we have this single equal sign. So the difference between the two is a single equal sign specifies assignment. So when you're assigning a value to a variable, for instance, double equal specifies equality. So you want to use double equal signs if you want to compare two numbers or two strings to each other, or two objects in some cases, and so on. So let's just output this and let's see if 10 is equal to 5. And I think that if you guys are good at math, you already know the answer to this. So we're going to output the Boolean value of is equal. So obviously this would either be a true or a false value. So let's run this. And as you guys see, the very last output, it's false. So 10 is not equal to 5. That's exactly what we expected. But now let's go the other way with it. Let's say we want to find out if two numbers are not equal. So again, I'm going to define another Boolean and say is not equal. And to check for inequality, what you want to do is you want to use an exclamation mark with a single equal sign like this. So A exclamation not equal to B. And let's console.writeLine that. Console.writeLine is not equal. Now, what do you think the answer to this would be? Let's run it and find out. It's true. Now, why is it true? Because obviously 10 is not equal to 5. So basically we did the inverse of the is equal above. And this is very, very helpful, because then if you're not really sure if something is equal or not equal, you can just kind of determine based on the given circumstance which one you should check for. So the next thing we want to do is, obviously, you probably guessed it, we want to find out if 10 is greater than 5. So we're going to say bool is greater, and we're going to say A is greater than B. Now, greater is specified, as you know it from school times, is specified by a right angle bracket. So let's go ahead and output that. Console.writeLine is greater. And let's run that. And as you can see, it's true because 10 is greater than 5. Let's go the other way around. Let's check for less than. So bool is less. And we're going to say if A is less than B, and obviously we're expecting false here because 10 is not less than 5. Console.write, something's wrong here, so let's just write line is less. All right, so let's output that. What happened here? Here we go. Let's output that. And as you can see, it's false because 10 is not less than 5. So it's pretty simple. You just got to kind of think of math, your math classes back in the day, and you could pretty much figure out what to do here. But we've got more. So let's say if we want to find out if a number is greater than or equal to another. Now, as you can see above, we've already specified greater than, but let's do is greater than or equal. And to do that, we're going to say A, if A is greater than or equal to B. So basically a greater than sign followed by a single equal sign. And so let's output that by console.writeLine. And then we're going to say is greater than or equal. And let's output that. And that output's true because 10 is greater than 5. Okay? It's still greater than 5. It's not equal to 5, but it's still greater than 5. So now we're going to go the other way around with it. We're going to say if then 10 is less than or equal to 5. Less than or equal, parentheses, A is less than or equal to B. Let's do console.writeLine and is less than or equal to and semicolon. Let's run that. And that's false because 10 is not less than 5 and 10 is also not equal to 5. So basically all of this is working, and I will say there's really no reason for you to have to write unit tests for simple equations like this because your computer is rather smart when it comes to mathematics. So yeah, this is definitely how you use math or arithmetic operators within an application.